Hello, good afternoon. It is Friday afternoon, February 26th. I'm in the usual conference room. It's been about 6-7 weeks since I did my last video. I usually wait about 3-4 months, but there's a lot going on in the building now with the renovation, which I want to really basically concentrate on. Give you some other information as well, all right? But let me start by saying, first of all, the COVID situation in the building, give you a little bit of an update. Honestly speaking, November, December, January, there were always multiple cases in the building. I would say there was as many as 5 or 6 cases at a time. The staff helped out. We disposed of garbage for people. We did as much as we can to help people out at all times. At this particular point right now, there is no COVID that I have any knowledge of going on in the building. So things are really turning around for the better, definitely, absolutely. We're heading in the right direction now. And if everything stays true to form, hopefully late spring, this summer, things should be much better. So I'm very happy. Also want to let you know, vaccine-wise, I actually reached out to a few people in town to see if the town could get involved with the building to help us get the vaccine, and to no avail. Okay, so there are many places you could reach out to: Englewood Hospital, Hackensack, Holy Name. They've been pretty cooperative. I know quite a few people that have reached out there and got it. Of course, depends on your age and your underlying conditions, etc. But things have seemed to be opening up. So I hope everybody's doing okay on this beautiful Friday afternoon, and it is pretty nice considering it's been a long winter once again. I just want to mention also that before I go into the renovation, on this Tuesday, the 2nd of March, we'll do an open Zoom meeting, the board of directors, along with any unit owners that want to tune in to see. We'll get a financial report from our treasurer. We will vote on a few things and ratify some subjects that we have to do in front of the unit owners. And of course, we'll do questions and answers. The reason I'm making this video, to be honest with you, is because when we do these Zoom meetings, we usually have about 50 unit owners that tune in. And when we do the video that I'm doing right now, we have anywhere from 800 to 1,000 plus people views, okay, that watch it. So this has been very successful. It's a great way of communicating. This is something that Chris Murphy and myself put together starting about, I guess, a couple of years ago. Okay, most builders that I know of don't do YouTube videos. We keep in touch with the unit owners this way. So we'll continue to do this. This is great. I have tremendous feedback. People are very happy with these videos. Regarding the hallway, which has something to do with this video, let me bring that up at the beginning. I'm sorry if I keep looking away. I got a lot of notes here. As far as the hallways go, I'm shocked, okay? I'm shocked of the tremendous positive feedback that we've gotten. I really am. It's very surprising, okay? Not that I didn't think we're doing the right thing, not that I don't think that the hallways are going to be beautiful, because they are, but I'm surprised that we have, I would say 95% of the people that we've spoken to have come to the window and spoke to either Chris or Antonella. Very positive, so I'm very thankful about that. And I want to tell you a little bit about that, but before I do, I want to mention something else, okay? We had one email regarding the renovation, and the email was addressed to Chris Murphy from a resident saying he wants to know, what's the story here? Is he paying, is he getting assessed for this? Is his maintenance going up right away? How is this being paid for? Chris Murphy told him that there's no assessments, your maintenance is not going up, so let me reconfirm that one more time. This is all monies that we've saved. It's all coming from our reserve money, okay? And to make a long story short, Chris said, it's been said in a couple of videos that no one's being assessed, okay? And the fellow said, well, the videos that the president does is too long, and too long and too boring. So maybe next time or somewhere down the road, I'll sing a couple of songs, so we'll try to loosen this up a little bit. But no, all kidding aside, we also, in addition to this video, when we have a lot of the Zoom meetings, or we vote on everything. This was voted on probably 3 months ago, 4 months ago, easily. We voted on how much we're going to spend on this renovation and where the money was coming from, and it was absolutely not. It was coming from reserves. It's not coming from anybody's. We're not assessing anybody. So that's the good news. So let me move on from that. Regarding the renovation at this particular point, we started on the 31st floor. Let me clarify what started means. We stripped all the wallpaper, stripped all the doors, okay? The last time they wallpapered the building, it's hard to believe, but they did it. They wallpapered over the wallpaper. We all know that that's not the way you do things, but because they did that, what we're doing now is we're taking the first layer off that we have now, and then we're skim coating and repairing the walls tremendously. We can't start ripping the old wallpaper up because it's been on so long. I'm talking about the wallpaper that was put on 20 years ago, 25, 23 years ago. If you start ripping that down, we're going to start ripping the sheetrock off the wall. So it would have caused us a lot more trouble, a lot more aggravation. So we're skim coating, we're fine-tuning all the walls, we're doing all the doors, we're framing out the ceilings right now, we're putting sheetrock on. We started on the 31st floor, and I'm happy to say we're down to the 18th floor now, working on the 18th floor, so we're moving along pretty good. Our time frame, realistically, you're probably looking at the very latest, we hope, next November. We hope to have this done prior to next Thanksgiving, prior to the holidays next year. So we hope to have this done in a year or less. Based on what's going on now, we should be in pretty good shape. Step by step, I just want to say a few things that we're going to do here. Starting with the carpeting, okay, I don't know if people have noticed this. Some people have seen the carpeting actually in the lobby, because we have a hallway it was done a demo to see, to give us some ideas of what we wanted to change. All the carpeting is tile carpeting, which is a tremendous asset for us. If anybody, if somebody drops bleach on the floor, if somebody drops paint on the floor, if somebody should rip it while they're moving, or whatever the case may be, it'll be very, very easily remedied, okay, to fix it, because each one is square tiles, all right? I don't think most people know that, so that's a big plus, okay, as far as that goes. As far as the wallpaper goes, I'm going a little step by step here, because there's certain questions some people have had. As far as the wallpaper goes, it's a silk look, okay? It emulates silk, okay? So some people are a little confused, and I'm going to say some, very few. Some people say, gee, it doesn't match, it doesn't look right. That's the way silk looks. You cannot do matching wallpaper, especially in the hallways. I'm going to say horizontally, okay? Because if there's a leak and they take the wallpaper up and they hang the wallpaper up, I'm sure you've seen this before, and they repair a wall and they go through the wall to fix a pipe, the wallpaper shrinks a little bit. So when they go to put it back on, it would never match. So we use something like that. It's really, personally, I think the wallpaper is beautiful, all right? The doors, okay, the unit doors, okay, are going to be dark colored, as you see, okay? I think it's called marine blue, or they have a name for it. I think it's marine blue. Again, we're very happy about that. That's going to save us a lot of aggravation in the future with finger marks and doors that we're repainting and cleaning. The doors always look very, very dirty here. The closet doors, storage closet doors, are all going to be painted the same color as the wallpaper, okay, in the elevator area, okay. It's all going to be gray. So we're trying to hide when you come off the elevators, we're trying to hide the storage closets. We're trying to make them like kind of blend in instead of having them stand out with a different color. So it's going to be the same color, gray. You're looking at doing, well over 2,000 doors here painting. I mean, so we have a tremendous amount of doors between those doors and storage rooms and, exits, etc. We have quite a few things, okay? Sticking with the inside right now, you got the new tile, you have this beautiful new wallpaper, sheetrocking the ceiling. There will be no more popcorn, which is going to be beautifully done, okay? We're also going to be putting new lighting up. We have demo lights up right now. We're going to be changing some of that. We're still playing with which lighting we want. We want to try to warm up the look a little bit. Warm it up by meaning there's a lot of gray, so We may go with a bronze lighting. We're going to go with, as you may see, the accent wall. We call it the accent wall. Let's say, for argument's sake, I live in the 05 line. That particular wing, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, etc. When you walk down the hall and go to the elevator, you're facing the wall. I'm sure you saw the sample outside. It's kind of a salmon color. It's a textured wallpaper. It's really, really beautiful. Again, we're trying to warm it up, so that'll give it a salmon color. We're going to put benches on every single floor near the elevators, which again will be have some color in it. We're going to change the shelves that are outside in the lobby area, or we're leaning towards putting a wooden shelf in, again, a little color. We're going to be putting numbers. Every unit's going to have numbers on the wall next to your door, again, to warm it up a little bit. Also, by code, we have to put numbers outside your door now, which is fine. It's going to look very, very nice. We'll be changing all the signage, of course, when you get off the elevator to find out, what wing people live in, etc. And, we're also going to be putting, outside the elevator is going to be beautiful. Let me get to that part in a second, too. I'm kind of getting all over. I'm getting a little excited as I'm talking here, but we're going to be doing porcelain flooring around the whole elevator. It's not going to be just when you step off the elevator. It's going to be around the whole elevator bank. You're going to have porcelain flooring. It's going to be beautiful. This is Italian porcelain. This is very, very hard stone, much harder than granite, for example. It lasts us many, many years to come now. And we're also going to be putting on the elevator banks, okay, on the elevators, okay, where you have wallpaper now, we're putting a gray porcelain on the elevator wall. So it's all going to be stone. The walls are going to be porcelain. The floor is going to be porcelain. It's a whitish with a kind of a dark vein going through it. I'm sure you can see that in the lobby. That's going to be really, really beautiful and an upgrade. We're also going to be putting ceiling lighting around the elevators, either anywhere from, right now we're leaning towards 2 or 3 lights. We're really not sure. They're going to be in the ceiling. We don't have any ceiling lighting out there, but that's going to give it an extra look also as well. Let me just see what we got here. I want to make sure I missed anything. The shelves, the elevator landings, okay. The community room is going to be something we've never seen here in 46 years. This is going to be a tremendous upgrade. You're going to have, of course, all brand new carpeting. We're going to be sheetrocking the ceiling. The library will no longer be on the back wall. It's going to be when you walk in on the right-hand side wall towards the back. Brand new shelves. Everything's going to be new. You're going to have 2 sitting areas with couches, not 1 sitting area. You're going to have single seating for people that may want to go down and go on their computer or do some work downstairs. The room is going to be absolutely beautiful and very, very functional. We're putting in, as we speak right now, an 85-inch TV downstairs. We'll have Netflix, we'll have other stuff, we'll have somebody volunteer, hopefully, to control movies or different things we'll do down there, movie nights, etc. We are putting a sound system in downstairs. We'll have some nice soft music playing in there. All the wiring will go through the ceiling because it's all going to be sheetrocked, and we're going to be dropping the ceiling. So that's also going to be a very, very exciting feature we're going to do. The only thing that I think some of the people may be upset about, and some of the people, very few, and I'm very surprised by the reaction. One of my, to give you a little bit of history, what happened here, we've been working on this for 3 years, okay? For 3 years, we've had, and I say we, of course, I'm talking about the board of directors, we've had probably about 7 different companies come in here. And when these 7 different companies came in, there was 2 things that I personally wanted to know. Number 1, how you're going to cover the pipes, which we'll get into in a second. And number 2, how much is the design going to cost? And I will say to you that all the companies that came in here, except the company we're dealing with now, the name of the company we're dealing with now is called the Corridor Company, which is very appropriate, especially for what we're doing. And what they've done differently than other companies did, every company we dealt with wanted anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 for designing fee, okay? And that, to me, that was a huge turnoff. That was a big turnoff because if they did a design that we didn't like, we're going to lose that money, okay? And that's the way it went. But they were afraid that we were going to take their design and not use them and take their design and hire somebody else. And I understand what they were thinking, but they had to understand how we felt. The Corridor Company said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And the woman that designed this was a senior designer at Gensler, which is the biggest design house in the world, okay? I think they did $2.5 billion last year. Tremendous company. She has a very, very good track record. The corridor company recently, not too long ago, has done Admiral's Walk. They did the Hudson Harbor, they just finished in Edgewater. The Riviera, which I believe is in West New York, I may be wrong. They just did the Apogee, which used to be Briarcliff. I could go on and on and on, and this particular designer also was involved with doing the dressing room for Colbert on, the Late Show, and the Tavern on the Green in Central Park. So these are very experienced people, and what they said was, you know what, Roger, we have so much faith in ourselves, we're willing to give you a design, charge you nothing for the design, and we'll take our chances. That's how much we believe in ourselves. And if you don't like our design, we'll give you a second, 1/3, 1/4, 1/4, whatever you need, okay? We're going to make this work, okay? That's exactly what happened. They did a design. The board had choices of different things and this and that. And also the board, let me tell you how the board operated on this too. We made a pact before we did this. The pact was, okay, unless the board, okay, of course, the majority of the board hated something, we were going with what the decorator wanted to do. We couldn't get into a situation where one or two board members didn't like the carpeting or the wallpaper, this or that we were going to stop doing what we're doing. This never would have worked. We also made a pact, which some of you may think is funny, because it is kind of funny, but we made a pact that, and of course we don't know what happens behind the scenes, all right, but we made a pact that let's keep this between the board. Let's not get husbands and wives involved, et cetera, because this is a very complicated, emotional thing. People have different tastes. So this wasn't easy. That's why this took 3 years, okay? And I will say again, I know this is being repetitive, and I'm sorry to the people that think I repeat myself a lot, but this is why it took so long, okay? This is why we were very diligent and very slow. Also, we took our time, and again, this person mentioned that he didn't know where the money was coming from. This person has been living here, I think about 5 or 6 years, I'm really not sure. So if we go back in history, and to the people that have been here a long time, I've been on the board, I'm in my 12th year now, and all these years we've done some tremendous projects here. We did the facade for $2.7 million, we did all the elevators for $1.2 million, we have a new generator for $850,000, the P-tax for $3 million. So the bottom line is we spent a lot of money, but we were very, very smart and very careful how we spent our money. We cash flowed these P-taxes. I'm sure you remember we did it year by year, and that worked out very nicely. So once again, we're in that position now. Getting to a touchy subject, just for a couple of people, and I was very, very surprised by the reaction to this as well. My goal was, of course, my goal was financially to be in good shape, which we are, okay? And my goal was to make sure we did the pipes, okay? But we backed off on the pipes. We backed off because, I'm going to tell you why right now, because of several reasons, okay? We backed off because, number one, those pipes, if you look at them very closely, there's a couple of problems, okay? These pipes were not done properly. The first time, when they put them in originally 20 some odd years ago, they should have done it properly. They should have ran it down the middle of the ceilings. They should have sheetrocked the ceilings at that point and done it properly. But what they did was they put these pipes in. They have cufflinks all over the place, okay? I found out from the maintenance department that on numerous occasions per year there is a leak, a small leak here and there. So if we enclose the pipes, and they start leaking, we're not going to know they're leaking until it's too late. That was problem number one, which was a very big problem, okay? Problem number two was the pipes, the way, if you look at it, look at some of the exit doors, look at the end of the hallways, okay? The pipes don't go in a straight line, they start curving, and there's a lot of, ways they go different ways, all right? So that caused another problem covering. Number three was cable company. Look at where the pipes are. The pipes are literally inches away from where the cable company works. So it would be almost very, very tough to get in there. We have something which you could see a concept, okay, but every time the cable company came and had to start taking apart the enclosure, okay, we're just looking for trouble where it's going to break, and once this starts breaking, we can't repair it. Our maintenance department can't start repairing this enclosure. This is custom-made stuff, okay. Also, interesting enough, if you look at your door, when you open your door to your unit, okay, the pipe is right outside your door. You may not even notice it half the time because you don't look up when you walk out, but your pipe is below your door. So if we start enclosing this pipe and people start move-ins and move-outs, and they move the couch in and it smashes into the enclosure, and they break it, once again, we're going to be in trouble. So it's something we could do down the line if we find a remedy, but there is no remedy right now that makes a lot of sense. And the leaking part was a very, very big part. Chris Murphy and some of the other maintenance guys urged me not to get involved with that. They said it's going to cause us a lot of problems. So that was the end of that. And I'll tell you something, we had 7 companies, and one of the reasons it took us so long too, some of those companies couldn't even come up with a good concept how to cover those pipes. Again, very complicated. It's not like it's a straight pipe that just goes down a hall. Like I say, they curve around at the end of your hallways, except the shorter hallways, the 3 bedrooms. Or the 3 bedrooms, the pipes are kind of recessed more in the hallway. The other ones go right to the edge, right near the fire doors. Very, very complicated. So that's basically our story regarding the hallway. I just want to make sure I gave you all the information. I went over the carpeting, wallpaper, the doors I think are beautiful, by the way. That's my opinion. The lighting is going to be beautiful. It's going to be very unique, very, very classy looking, I think. In addition to this, I think I mentioned this last time and I will mention it again. Part of the negotiation with the corridor company was they are doing the community room at no cost, meaning the following: we're paying for the furniture, we're not paying for the sheetrocking, the carpeting, the wallpaper. It's going to be a beautiful, like the suede wallpaper we're putting on the wall where the TV is going to be. We're not paying for any of the wallpapering, anything in there. The only thing we're paying for is obviously the furniture, the TV set, and stuff like that. They're going to be doing the conference room over again. They're going to be doing the carpeting, the walls, the ceiling, and we're going to be responsible for the furniture. And we are going to be wallpapering completely the whole lobby at their cost. Okay, they're paying for all the wallpaper, all the labor, etc. So we saved, I think it was somewhere about $150,000 to $200,000 in perks that we're getting from the contractor, so we appreciate that and we thank you very, very much, okay? Also want to mention to you, that basically takes care of the renovation. I'm trying to do this, I don't want to keep people as long as they have to be able to give you this information. The masks, okay? I mentioned this a couple of times and I want to bring it up one more time so it's on record again, okay? It is mandatory that you wear a mask in the building, okay? In the common areas, it's mandatory you wear it in the elevators, etc., lobby, okay? I don't think we're asking people too much. We're asking somebody to put a mask on and wear it as you walk through the lobby and as you go to your home, okay? In the elevator. Some people come in, well, I can't really wear a mask, I have a health issue, etc. It bothers me if I wear it for prolonged periods of time. I don't think wearing a mask for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes in the building is prolonged. And we're doing this for the health, welfare of other people. I say this also to the people that are tuning in here that we urge people not to. We give people administration fees, a $50 administration fee if you don't wear a mask here, okay? At this particular point, to be honest, again, maybe a couple times, once or twice a week, somebody doesn't have a mask on. If you say to the doorman, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed, I'm going to run back upstairs and get the mask, or here's my mask in my hand, the strap broke or something, there's not going to be any fee. But if you say wave to the doorman like, get away from me, or leave me alone, I don't believe in masks, or whatever the case may be, you're getting the fee. It's as simple as that. So for the people that said, there's a few people said, we never got a warning, and that's not fair. The warning is that we've had notices on the elevator now for, 10 months, 11 months, but, close to, it'll be a year before we blink our eyes. We also have, it's on your maintenance bill, please wear a mask. So we do care about the welfare of the people in the building, okay? The other subject, which you may find interesting, again, here we go again, but we're also going to be doing, so I want to go on record here, I didn't bring this up last time, and again, we're spending a lot of money here, and again, no one's being assessed. We're redoing the tennis court, we're going to redo the all-purpose court, this is all in the spring, we're going to put new padding where the children's swings are. Okay, this is an expensive proposition. You're probably, off the top of my head, you're looking at over $100,000 right there. There is going to be some work that's going to be needed in the garage in the near future to make sure that we keep the garage safe at all times. So there's a lot of work here. It's always a lot of ongoing stuff. So we're going to be doing that as well. We voted on some of those things already in the past, and we're going to implement them, come April or May. Regarding the pool, we don't know what the regulations are going to be, what the CDC or what the state of New Jersey or Bergen County is going to want us to do or require us to do. But I will say this, that the board, we're going to try to put a new bylaw in, and we're going to need 3/4 of the unit owners to vote on. It's called Tort Immunity, okay? Tort immunity is what newer buildings have today. Our bylaws are kind of outdated, to be honest with you. They're 46 years old. Tort immunity is going to give us, nobody could sue us if somebody catches COVID at the pool. Now, some people may say, how are you going to get sued for that? Well, that's not true. There's 2 reasons that we didn't open up the pool last summer, okay? And one reason was that obviously we cared about the health and welfare of the residents that live here, and we wanted people not to be exposed to COVID. And, we did our best to make sure, and I think we did a pretty good job. And the second was liability issue. We were written letters by our attorney urging us not to open that pool up, okay? Because unfortunately there are some people that'll sue us, and some people sue you over nothing, which I want to bring up too about suing. I think the last time I spoke to you, I told you we were being sued by certain people. I kind of called them frivolous lawsuits. There were 3 different lawsuits, and I'm happy to say there were no longer any lawsuits in this building. We prevailed in every one. One we negotiated, and there's no problem. There was no money involved, and the other 2 they were just dismissed. So I'm happy to say there was no lawsuit. So regarding tort immunity, we have to put a bylaw in that will say it's the municipalities have that. Some people joined municipal pools last year, and municipalities have tort immunity where you can't sue them for something like this, okay? You still have to be responsible, by the way. You just can't simply, just because you have tort immunity doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. You have to abide by certain rules and regulations. But we're going to vote on that. That'll help us open the pool this summer. That'll help us also with our new community room. That will help us with the card room. That'll help us in anywhere in the building, okay? So I'm going to urge people, and you'll be getting that, I assume, hopefully before the end of March, you'll be getting that paperwork. I'm begging and urging you to please vote for that so we can open the pool much more leisurely this year, and we don't have to go through it. And some people, I have to say this, and again, I want to repeat this, some people look at me like, sue you, what are you talking about? You would be shocked what people sue over, okay? We got sued about 5 years ago. Some guy fell down in the garage because he said we had improper lighting, okay? So people come up with some good stories, all right? And again, you'll be hearing more about that in the future as well. Let's see here. Let's see if we got anything else here. The vaccine, we reached that. I told you that. Let's see if there's any other, information that we can get eventually. I guess that's about it. Things are going pretty good here. Once again, the renovation, tremendous upgrade. Thank you so much for the people that are coming to the window to say how happy you are. And I will mention to you, I'm going to be here. July will be 42 years I've been living here, and I remember the last renovation very clearly. And the last renovation, they put samples on the 31st floor. And there were 3 different samples, and people were going ballistic in this building, going crazy. Okay, they hated everything. So this is a whole different story this time. And again, I think that doing it slowly, carefully, intelligently, I think is trying to work. Things are working out. So anyway, if you have any questions, stop any of us. You could write, of course, to the office. We're here to help you. Okay, that's what volunteers are. That's what board of directors do. We're here to. Not just take care of finances and things like that. We're here to help and make this building as good as it could be, and that's what we'll continue to do. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of, let's hope the snowstorms are over, and hopefully you recognize me today without my mask off. I know it's getting hard. I'm starting to not recognize people, unless they have a mask on. All right? Have a good day. Stay healthy.